Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today is Jumpstart Day. So we're going to be Jumpstart. Gonna head on in, not waste any time, we know the drill at this point. We've got Legion, Angels, which I've never picked before, so we're going to go with Angels for our first one, with the Feather Planes, nice. And let's see, oh, it's got to be Teferi. Teferi's so hard to come by, and we've had the other two. Angels Teferi. It's very nice that we, of our, 6 picks, had 2 unpicked ones. You love to see it. Alright, Angels Teferi it is. Sorry I'm late. And it actually has a card in it that I really want, which is Baneslayer Angel. 5 mana, 5/5, flying, first strike, lifelink, protection from demons, protection from dragons. That right there is how you do keyword soup, not Questing Beast. Questing Beast is text box soup. Alright, as far as the Teferi side of things goes, because I think that's it on the rares for Angels. Obviously, we've got some nice Angels in here. Sarah Angel, very nice, known to be lovely. Emancipation Angel could do some replaying shenanigans. So we could get like a Sage's Row Savant ETB, because this allows you to return a permanent... Oh, I say it allows you. It forces you to return a permanent you control to your hand. So you really want something that has an ETB, maybe. A solid removal with the Angelic Ascension as well. We actually might be a little bit light on ETB creatures, the more I look at it. Yeah, it looks like it. Which is fine. It's not the worst. I mean, if you haven't got a land drop to make for the turn, you just bounce a land and make your land drop, so it really isn't much of a cost. A 3/3 flyer for 3, can be a thing. But anyway, as far as the Teferi side of things concerned, you get quite a fair bit. I'm pretty sure this is like a guaranteed card pool for Teferi. You obviously get Teferi Master of Time, which speaks for itself. You can activate his loyal abilities on your turn and your opponent's. Got Teferi's Ageless Insight, so every card draw spell is a draw to. And then we've got Teferi's Tutelage to combo with all of that. That says whenever you draw a card, you mill opponent for 2, which is exceptionally good since we're dealing with 40-card decks. So should be in for, I would say, a pretty easy game of Magic the Gathering here. We'll have to see. We'll certainly have to see. But yeah, feeling alright. If you do enjoy the content, then make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get to it. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Okay, let's have a look. See, we have Scroll of Avacyn turn 1. Turn 2... Yeah, we got a turn 2 and turn 3. We just need lands, essentially, so I'm going to keep this one. So yeah, game 1 with Teferi's Angels, the crossover. If Teferi, instead of, having time powers, he had multi-dimensional powers that allowed him to go to different universes. This is the one where he has a little bit of a spin-off series with Charlie's Angels, so... we'll see. Alright, our opponent is playing Doges. And I think instead of playing the 1/1, I'm just going to go for the Guardian Idol here. It means that at the bare minimum, I can go for Emancipation Angel next turn. Excuse me, I had a bit of a sneeze. Alright, our opponent played Blessed Angels, a 2/2. So our opponent's playing Enchantments and Dogs. So it's mono white for them. Yeah, we're certainly just going to go with Emancipation Angel, and this is in the deck techie portion. Kind of what I was speaking about, where you can just do that and be pretty happy with it. Might as well do this now, I suppose. Opponent's not going to interact with our hand, and... would you look at that? We have an island. Fantastic. Could hold it, I guess, until after we get Ageless Insight down, but I really need to actually progress my board a little bit, since Blessed Spirits has the potential just to absolutely ruin days. The dogs you control, so yeah, no combat damage to Pack Leader, unfortunately. This is kind of very much bait. Yeah, I just got to know what it was. It was going to get used eventually anyway. Alright, so we've got the Vidalcan Arcanists for instants and sorceries that we don't have. Could go with the Enforcer, so we have a tapper for Blessed Spirits. I think that's alright. And dig for a land drop with Opt. Ooh. Yeah, that's fine, actually. We can use that on the Blessed Spirits to reset it. And any enchantments that are on it will just go straight into the graveyard. Pacifism. Rude. Almost as rude as leaving Blessed Spirits in the dust, which is what I'm going to do. If you control an artifact or enchantment. Alright, so it doesn't have to be attached to it, unfortunately. Alright, we got another land. We need 4 mana, which means we've only really got 1 mana left over. So, yeah, just going to have to pass and leave in the dust the Blessed Spirits. See if we can get some extra value, maybe, by having our opponent do any shenanigans. I should have done it pre-combat, I guess. Since now that's a 3-3. With the life links. Yeah, not going very well for us, to be honest. I feel like we haven't really drawn a good card in a long time. Teferi's tutelage, it's a bit late for that. So this one, I would have said, was normally going to be one of those in-the-bag kind of games, but just can't seem to really slap down anything of note. Like, if we get Baneslayer Angel off the top, we're probably still going to win. If you control an artifact or enchantment, it gets +1/+1 and gains lifelink. What? Oh, pacifism. I was going to say, what's the artifact or enchantment I'm missing? I think we'll just double block here. If I've got no pump spell, then so be it. Alright. So be it. Averted death and draw a land, which will not really help us. So we can do Ageless Insight. My god. Should we just do Ageless Insight Arcanist? I guess we're going to have to dig our way out of death. We are dead, though. We are very dead. How can we survive this turn? How about we don't? Yeah, I feel like we got screwed a little bit. And our opponent honestly just had a very good draw. We made one little error with the Indomitable Will attack, I think, but not much you can do about that. Let's just die with dignity and move on to the next game. Alright, can we have a good hand this time? We've got all the good cards, so I'm going to keep this one. Absolutely going to keep this one. All we really want is lands. Our opponent's playing the 5-color deck. Still haven't managed to find that one myself. Wouldn't mind it. Alright, let's just lead with Thriving Isle, named White. And then we'll go Island Vidalcan Arcanist. So it's unicorns and 5-color. Fair enough. Alright, so we're going to go with the Arcanist here. It does allow us to get some cheaper instants and sorceries, which, I'd say cheaper. We can use it to do some instants and sorcery shenanigans. You know what? Use your pump spell. Interesting. So I was going to let them use the pump spell there, because I could just hold up and exclude anyway, and the mana wasn't really going to make much of a difference. Feat of Resistance, okay. So we're just digging for land drops so we can get down Baneslayer Angel. Sage Row Savant. I think I'll get rid of Feat of Resistance. Skittering Surveyor and Mirrodin's Core. No, my mill enchantment. I'm gonna get rid of it immediately. That's fair. That gets rid of our mill win con, which is actually a pretty decent win con in this deck. But so is Teferi, Master of Time. He just kind of really draws you cards. I think we'll go with that since we can't do Sage Row Savant plus Exclude here. And we'll dig for the land for Baneslayer Angel. There it is. I just don't think I'm going to ever have time to exclude anything. I really don't. Or maybe I just don't care about the Sage Row Savant. Yeah, probably that. Doesn't exactly block Brightmare very well. And we've got the Baneslayer as our I'm gonna stop you kind of card. Okay. We'll take that.
Respect your elders.
So I'm holding on to Teferi until the last moment, mostly so I can see what they play here, and then I'm a little bit more informed on my draw and discard at the end of turn. Chamber Sentry. Okay. Tick 'em up, tick 'em up, tick 'em up! Angelic Page. Do not care about that. Alright, so Baneslayer Angel coming through. Could have also gone Ageless Insight with the Chorister and drawn 2 with Teferi and discarded 1, but I think this is fine. And get rid of the Chorister here. Cloud Shift my Baneslayer Angel. Damn. Alright, goodbye Teferi. Can't seem to catch a break today. Alright, we'll get rid of the Chorister anyway. Yeah, so we'll do another draw and discard. That'll essentially force our opponent to use all 5 points of damage here, which is fine. And we get to dig a little bit deeper to find something good. That's still a bit meh.
Time's up.
Inspiring Unicorn. Alright. I think we'll just go with the... We could use the Exclude here, actually. Let's get down the Ageless Insight. And we'll just roadblock with a Baneslayer for now. Yeah. Entire game plan of theirs is shut off. We've got removal for creatures and counterspells for creatures, and we're setting up a draw and discard. We do need to actually threaten our opponent back a little bit, though. So I certainly want to start attacking in at some point. I think it's probably now, because like Baneslayer Angel is up there. So you can't ever get counters on your own. But they can kill the protege if they really want to. Which I can Ascension it in response, I suppose, and turn it into a 4/4 if that comes to it. But I would like to hold up and Exclude instead. So deal 5, game 5. 10-point light swing, you love to see it. So this would let me, on our opponent's turn, right? Except for the first one you draw in each of your draw steps. Yeah, so Exclude will draw me 2 cards, which is kind of nice. It's a lot of damage, won't lie. I could go for an Angelic Ascension on my protege, but it's drawing me cards, so... Let's just... admit we made a mistake with our last attack and... and move on. Blessed Sanctuary, no! That's so bad for us. Okay. Draw 2, discard 1. Get rid of Thriving Heath. And play an island. Yep, okay. Pass the turn. We got both our cards open now. No way you get in. Not a chance, yeah. Mesa Unicorn. No. Purely for the draw 2. I need some answers. And it's an opt. Do I fire it off now? I think so. There's a chance they can do something in response, but I think I'm okay with that. There we go, that's much better. 13 cards left. I really need to actually put some pressure on this board. So when this enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 white human creature token. Fair enough. Do I want to do that? I guess I do. I could turn that 1/1 into a 4/4. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so we'll swing in with Baneslayer Angel. And then we'll play the Voice of the Provinces, which seems absurdly underpowered for 6 mana. But here we are, it is a common after all. Alright, pass the turn. Yeah, I gotta be a little bit careful with my card draw. 13 doesn't give me a lot of breathing room. But I'd say my board state looks pretty reasonable. So these get +1/+1. I turn my 1/1 into a 4/4. And then we... yeah, I think we block with the Inspiring Unicorn. Maybe? I don't really need to. I'm going to be left with a 4/4 though. Can use that to swing while Baneslayer holds back, maybe. Leave in the dust. Love it. Alright. Let's really push this turn. Emancipation Angel. Nothing to ETB, unfortunately. I guess we could... yeah, we could bounce the Protege and... you know, replay it, but... I guess it's alright. Bounce, 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 bounce. Yeah, why not? I doubt I'll need the Leave in the Dust. And I'll just use it defensively. Raging Regisaur. Okay. And scoops them up because we got the Lethal in the Skies. Yeah, essentially I was just going to leave these two as getting rid of anything that might have reach or flying. And that would have been just good enough anyway, so pretty good, pretty good. First game over, and let's see what we've got. What do we win? Anything cool? Anything new? We have... Duelist Heritage. Nah. I mean, I don't have all 4 copies, so it's better than getting my 17th copy of Woe Strider, but still, meh. Alright, 1 win, 1 loss now, and let's see if we can get for the second one. Alrighty then, we're in. And this hand looks slow but fine. Got lots of 5-drops. We got Teferi's Tutelage. We don't have to do anything for the first 2 turns. Let's see how we do. I think that's Smashing. Can't remember. Still haven't learned what this one is after all this time. We'll start with a Thriving Heath named Blue, I guess. See where we go from there. I highly doubt we're going to want to use the Angelic Ascension next turn, so... I'll just go tap land its Tree Folk. Alright, so... yeah, drop down Thriving Isle. They know we're blue-white now. And we'll see what we can do. So, an early Teferi's Tutelage is going to be very nice. Okay. That's fine. Teferi's Tutelage, dig for a land. If we can make our land drops right away up to 6, that'd be great. There's an Angelic Page. Don't like this card, but it might be the only thing I can cast next turn. I might just take Dump Feet of Resistance, maybe? I almost don't... Voice of Provinces is just absurdly bad. Alright, we hit 2 lands. A 6-mana 3/3 that makes a 1/1 is not really on my bucket list of to-dos before I die. But it would be maybe the one thing I did before I die, since it's so bad value. Alright. Teferi's Tutelage, though. Getting the job done. I think it's called Smashing. The one our opponent's doing here. And we'll just go with the Talrand's Invocation, I suppose. Snare Spinner does get a little bit of a buff when it blocks things with flying, so we can't really push through the Snare Spinner with this, but you know what? Having some blockers is just nice enough anyway. And you know what? Eating a shock. It's totally fine. Llanowar Visionary for a redraw. I imagine they pass. Yep. Alright. Keep the milling going. Yeah, I mean, we essentially just do Emancipation Angel. It's actually not the worst turn in the world, because we bounce this Plains, and it's one of the... one time that the bouncing of the Plains is a good idea, because it means that we can do that. And now we can maybe swing in with the Emancipation Angel, because of the Angelic Page. So a little bit slow, but we're also slowly building up our board state while milling our opponent out. We're halfway through theirs. 4-4 with reach. That kind of puts a damper on things. Ooh, Nelly. Alright, so we could swing in with the Emancipation Angel. And potentially trade off with the Gnarled Sage, which I'm fine with. So they might just take this, and then we'll drop down like Baneslayer Angel. Okay, I'll try to 4-4 reach. And we'll go tap. Could go Feat of Resistance. Doesn't leave us with much to do after that, so... To say that I can follow up with Baneslayer Angel instead of the Emancipation Angel being saved seems okay to me. And now I can keep my Feat of Resistance for the Baneslayer as well, which is nice. First striking will get through a lot of stuff our opponent can do as well, since it won't be able to attack back. 5-7 with Vigilance. That's the one that gets +2, right? Oh, it's when you target it, things happen. Okay. Ooh, double the power of a creature. Now, Warden's going to be able to hit for a lot, if we're not careful. So let's get in with the Baneslayer Angel. Our opponent's at 13 cards. They're not very far away from dying to the tutelage. And I think I'll just go with the Enforcer with Feet and Ascension open. It's probably the safer play. So is this instant speed? It is. That's not very good for us at all. So when this becomes a target, our opponent will be able to draw a card, so... If I killed it in response to them doing the double damage, they'd get a 4-4 and draw a card, which is not ideal. But if I don't do that, then they get to essentially hold that over me until the end of time, which... They don't have too long to hold it over me, technically, but... Yeah... I'd like to either mill them or kill them sooner rather than later. I think they're doing the math on whether or not it's worth doing. Why would you do it then? Now I know that I don't have to worry about it. I guess they want... That makes a lot of sense. Alright, so... It gains Vigilance and Trample, which is fine. So we're going to get protection from green to keep our Baneslayer around. I'm assuming by the long delay here they didn't see that one coming. Fizzle the Nature's Way a little bit anyway. It still gains Trample because it has the legal target. And we'll just take 10. Since it has Trample, we're not exactly going to be able to block any of it nicely, and we can have Celestial Force Enforcer later down the line as well, just to keep it completely in check. Oh, it's an ability actually, so we can't do that. Wouldn't want our opponent to draw too many cards. I mean, it's technically not the worst thing in the world, making them draw extra cards, since Mill is also an alternative win con that we have in play right now. But I think realistically with 12 cards, it's not going to make any difference. But giving our opponent the chance to find, like, Crushing Canopy. Flings my Baneslayer. Okay. You know what? Fine by me. It's totally fine by me. Let's just play down a Sarah Angel. And I think we're trading with Snare Spinner. Less things have got on board, the better, right? In theory. Alright, boop. Essentially, if I keep them with low pressure, that means that I can eventually get my beats in, but also, like, slowly work them towards the milk win condition, which they're at 9 cards right now. So if I can get some sort of draw engine, that will close that out very quickly. We haven't seen Crushing Canopy from them, but at this stage, even if they found it, there's a good chance that we can just outrace them. So they get Borderland Marauder. Fair enough. And they've decided it is enough, and I would agree. It certainly is. They were 3 card draws away from away from losing to that as well. And we just lost this Volcanic Salvo, which is their, I think, the smashing rare for them. Yeah, Crushing Canopy had to be in those 6 or in their hand. I doubt it's in their hand, otherwise they wouldn't have scooped there, but yep, seems like it was good enough anyway. So we're going to move on. Last game actually ended up having a corrupt file, so, you know, you're not going to see that one, but what did I open? I opened something that was very bad, but wasn't Woe Strider, so I was okay with it. That was my second win. I think we've got time for one more, though. Let's go. Okay, turn 2 Sage's Row Savant, turn 3 Enforcer. Not doing much after that, though we do have the Scry 2, so there's a good chance that we can have something to do after that. So let's just dump down the island and see what we're up against. Chandra versus Teferi, and we've got our Teferi. Okay, I would say Teferi is not as good. Ooh, this is a tough one. So, I need 5 lands for this, and I've only got my 4. And I also need 5 lands for everything else. I definitely want the land, it's just whether or not I want the Sarah Angel as well. I think I've got to bottom it. But keep the land. Making land drops with this hand is going to be definitely extremely important. So it's well-read Chandra. Okay. We'll just go with the Celestial Enforcer. And pass the turn. Yeah, if we can get Teferi Master of Time down, that could be okay. Young Peasy. Teferi Master of Time's not very good with Young Peasy. But it's still the play, I think. So we want to make our land drop for the turn. So digging for that land is very important. I think I'm going to get rid of the Protege. Pass the turn to keep Teferi around. Yeah, Young Pyromancer. Ooh, no. Oh, Young Pyromancer making elementals is going to be a problem. We're going to keep drawing, mostly because, you know, if we get towards that -10, we're going to be good. I'll get rid of the Angelic Page. We need the land, and leave in the dust. Alright, so I think I'm just going to make a 3/4 here. It should keep the Anereophage away from Teferi for some time, and take him up. Tolarian Kraken or leave in the dust. Or do I just take my chances at not having my 6th land next turn? Take my chances. Alright, so whenever they draw a card, they put a counter on the Anereophage. If he gets too large, I can phase it out with Teferi or bounce it later down the line with leave in the dust. Capture Sphere. That's just rude. Still get to keep its passive effect, though. So, this is okay. Alright, and then draw on discards. Exclude, yeah, we can dump that one. Angelic Edict's a good one. Oof, punished. Okay, let's get rid of Scroll of Avison. Though I could go for Scroll, activate it. We don't have a Angel, though, so I wouldn't gain the 5 life. I think I'm just gonna dump it and then leave and dust the Anereophage, maybe. Or Angelic Edict it? Probably Edict it. Let's get it out of there. And there's the land we need. Alright. Chandra's here. So we could see them shocking the Savants. Yep. That allows them to potentially push through at Teferi, but I doubt it. They'd lose the young Pyromancer doing that, something like that. So we're gonna draw. I kind of want all 3 of these cards though, which is the weird thing. Guess I'll just get rid of the planes again. We'll leave in the dust Chandra. Draw. Feat of Resistance. So, bounce. Chandra. Scry. Want to land. Didn't want to tap land, but I'll take what I can get, I suppose. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit fragile at the moment, not gonna lie. Chandra will slowly peck at Teferi, and I don't have a win con. I really want, like, a Teferi's Tutelage would be the best one, I think, with all the drawing and discarding we're doing. Yeah, he takes 2.
My time's getting short.
Name's Red, and we'll dump the Guardian Idol. Oh, Baneslayer. Beautiful. Yeah, definitely going with the Baneslayer. I'm going to hold the land until after. There we go. Now we got a tapper as well. Okay, I'm liking where we're at. We've got Baneslayer to pressure Chandra. Also back on this turn as well to block and protect Teferi. Teferi's getting close to... Ugh. Getting close to ulting, but it's probably unlikely now that they've drawn 4 cards here and still have Chandra in play for 2 turns. So if they cast a blue spell, it taps a permanent we control. So we've got to kind of keep that in mind. Pillar of Flame. Two damage. Where are they getting the 3 damage from? Eh?
Now wait just a minute.
It's got... but... You just wanted the elemental? Okay. We'll do some tapping, because... I can. Let's see. Opt. I really needed Teferi's Tutelage. I would appreciate it. We'll get the Chimera's Scry to the bottom, and then the Opt. Voice of Provinces is not bad, actually. I don't really want to go much deeper, since we're going to deck ourselves at this rate. So we'll get in at Chandra. Keep her nice and low. And just draw discards. There's Tutelage. Alright. Do I even have the cards anymore? 12? Yeah, I mean I do. Play Tutelage next turn. Ooh, Chandra's Incinerator. So that has an awkward application that I might want to phase with Teferi to prevent. Essentially, whenever a source you would control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, so Chandra can point at my face instead. You can deal that to a planeswalker or a player or a creature instead. So it might be worth my while to phase it out now. Then again, it's a -3 to the 2 damage they're gonna deal. Yeah. And get rid of a 1/1 maybe if they wanted to as well.
Slow down.
Yeah, I'll just face something else out maybe during combat. But Chandra's dead now, which is kind of nice. Got rid of that, and we've got our tutelage, of course. So we'll let them go to combat, and we'll figure out if we need to actually do any phasing. I don't think we do. I think we just go for a block here. Call it a day, because it doesn't have trample. I'm not going to find anything better than Teferi's tutelage, so it's really just, do I want to take it up? I guess I probably should. I don't know. Emancipation Angel would have been actually kind of nice. See, that's why I was a little bit hesitant. Alright, so tutelage. Whenever we draw, our opponent discards. We'll get rid of planes. Oh, sorry, mills too, should I say. And then we get to draw. Make our opponent mill. Keep the chorister. Mill them for 2. It won't take too long for us to beat them that way as well. And we can take care of Chandra while leaving Baneslayer back, but they do have Gadwick to tap. So is it worthwhile? Probably not. This might be the end of Teferi. But we've got a Celestial Enforcer tapper as well, so we can keep the Chandra's Incinerator back at least. Perhaps I could have upkeeps the Gadwick there as well. That might not have been the worst thing, but I think he's dead if we do that, so... Flames of the Firebrand. 3 damage to me, which means Incinerator can do 3 damage wherever it wants. Alright, so we'll phase the Incinerator. Just keep that out of combat. It's a trampler as well. Alright, Gadwick gets to do some tapping. So I'm going to do my Enforcer. So I'm going to do their piling. And sending it all. So I could keep Teferi alive by badly blocking Gadwick, or I could trade off the Pyromancer. They're at 15 cards. I get 2 extra draws from that, so that's a mill 4. I think I just badly block for the Chorister here and hope they don't have... What am I doing? What am I doing? Am I okay? I don't know why I thought that was okay. What happened, chat? Where am I? Should have just traded off the Pyromancer. It's been a long day. Alright, so they get to draw 2 cards, which is probably not advised. We're now 5 draws away from beating them at 31 life. And 2 combat steps away from winning with the Baneslayer Angel. When that dies, both players get to draw a card. I don't think we've got a way of making it die. Technically. Go to 30. Get to 0.1 damage wherever they want. Can't really stop that. So 1 damage at my Enforcer. And then we'll take you out of combat. And yeah. No combat tricks for them is what they're saying. So this could be a time when I actually trade Gadwick. Nothing's different, right? I think it was the Incinerator that probably threw off my combat math. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure where I am. Okay. So we can turn the Prescient Chimera into a 4/4 for a little bit of a sneaky combat trick, and our opponent is dead to Baneslayer Angel now anyway, so we could even turn our Baneslayer into a 4/4 if it wants to come to that. Tolarian Kraken, whenever they draw, they get to tap. For 1. But do you have the answer to Baneslayer Angel? You got rid of your Gadwick, so you can't tap it down that way anymore. Going after the Enforcer again. And going to combat, we will tap you down again. It's a lot of damage this time around. I was trying to think if there's a way I can guarantee victory next turn and if the Angelic Ascension is a part of that. I guess I could block the Rune Servitor with my Chimera. Get to even scry and increase the odds of drawing something good, like a card draw spell. Let's try and draw a card. Alright. So we draw Teferi's Ageless Insight. That could be exceptionally good, since it'll double up and we might be able to draw 2 next turn. We may have drawn our opponent into a card draw spell that allows the Tellurian Kraken to tap down the Baneslayer Angel, but I think it's worth a shot. Okay, pointing damage where it might not matter. And we win if we draw a card draw spell, it's just more lands. But they lose, essentially, if I don't win here. Yeah, they got the opt. We got Sarah Angel at the bottom. Okay. But now they've got 1 card. Drawing their last card for the turn and they have to win. So we just pass with our tapper open. Play our Ageless Insight, even though it makes no difference. And yeah, here we go. Do they pay the 1 to tap me down? They probably should. And I shall pay to tap them down. Who can do the max amount of damage? I guess a piling could potentially do the max amount of damage. But they're going to have to get some very lucky hits to make that happen. It's 4 every turn because of the Magma. Incinerator is 6. I think it's probably safe to go after the piling here. Can you 17 me? You just untapped my Celestial Enforcer. I don't know if they meant to do that, but I appreciate it. Alright, they get in. We'll just block for damage and see what happens. 0 cards. We're at 8. 3 cards left in their hand. Don't believe that they could have anything there. And opponent confirms they got nothing. Alright, fair enough. So I think they'd gone after my Enforcer and I tapped it in response. So, like, I don't think that they have to untap. I think they can choose whether to tap or untap, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it being tapped makes a difference. But yeah, that's going to do it for Teferi's Angels today. We went 5-1, I want to say. Something like that. I think it was, for you guys, it was 4-1 since one of my videos got corrupted. But yeah, it's pretty good overall. I like this one. I think it's got a lot of must-answer threats in the deck, but I think they are very few and far between. I think that's maybe one of the faults of the list, is if you can get rid of the Baneslayer Angel or the Teferi's Tutelage, each side of the deck kind of falls flat on its face. Like, I don't know how Teferi really wins as a pack without Teferi's Tutelage. It's kind of the same thing as Walls, to be honest. It's like Teferi of Master of Time cannot win on his own, because there's no self-mill, and that's the only thing you can really do with your extra turns, is just draw more cards. Yeah, you really just kind of have 2/2s and a Tellurian Kraken. That's really all Teferi's kind of got going for him, which is really weird for a mythic pack, but you do get a lot of good value in it, though, to be fair, so you know what? It's okay by me. So yeah, if you've enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. We are past the point now, I think, for you guys where Jumpstart has ended. So, you know, we are on a finite amount of Jumpstart content. I don't think there's too much left, unfortunately. So, you know, hopefully you've enjoyed it, and hopefully you enjoy the next one that follows it as well. And if you have, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It lets me know you guys want to see this when it returns at some point in the future, because I'm pretty certain it actually will be returning, so I'm happy to do that myself. So, yeah, take care, guys. Have a wonderful day.